it's complicated. The whole idea of him being like Agent Krasnov, etc. Or I understand where that's coming from. I don't think there's any enough proof to prove that at all whatsoever. I feel like it's more of a
What is that?
okay. So it's a theory that Donald Trump is effectively a Russian plant from the Soviet Union, and that what he is trying to do is screw over the collective West in favor of the Russian Federation. I did say Soviet Union, but the idea is that this policy is continued into using Trump as a sleeper agent effectively into the 21st century. Now, I don't necessarily know if I believe that. What I do think, and there is actual proof of this, uh, Trump does have a lot of very positive relationships with Russian businessmen. Actually, some of the biggest Russian people who invested in Trump Tower in Chicago, I think it was something like $95 million in the Trump Tower in Chicago, were from Russia. They're Russian oligarchs, effectively. So I think Trump partially sees it as, oh, I love the Russians. They've helped me be able to grow my brand and image and get really rich. And I want to keep that going for myself and my family. Um, so I feel like what he's effectively willing to do is screw over Ukraine if it means it will benefit himself in the long run. Um, but he's also facing this issue now where he is a political figure. Um, as I stated, the majority of Americans supporting Ukraine. The majority of MAGA has a negative interpretation, actually, of Putin himself, with it being hilarious if you look at the New York Post on him, going and saying that President Trump had a very successful meeting with Putin in Alaska, but they describe Putin as a tyrant, which is kind of them being subtle and saying, come on, Trump, you gotta crack down on this guy. Like, this guy is not a good dude. You know what to do. We're telling you this is what you need to do. New York Post, Ben Shapiro as well, going off and calling Putin a dictator to try and sway Trump, as well as sway MAGA. And that's had an impact. That's definitely had an impact, but I don't think he's going to listen to his supporters on that because, kind of like with the Epstein files, he has something to lose if the Russian Federation collapses. So I think what he's trying to do effectively is less so save Ukraine and more so save Russia, if that makes sense.